Yeah. What's up, guys? It's your boy Wings of Redemption, and today is Fail Friday. If you'd like to be a part of Fail Friday, SapphireWings30 at hotmail.com, hashtag Fail Friday. And let's go ahead and get to our first question. The first question today comes from Jamal. Hey Wings, I love your videos by Happen Dilemma. My mom drives a Chevy Alero 2002. It has a 3.4 V6 engine and frequently breaks down, and yesterday it broke down again. My mom has had someone look at it, a person I don't trust by the way, and he says the oil pressure is messed up in the engine. The engine moves back and forth a lot, making the car shake. And now putting almost 2,000 American dollars, I'm really wondering if putting any more and now after putting 2,000 American dollars, any more money into the car is worth it. Also, I'm 16, I drive in Illinois. Alright Jamal, first off, Alero is made by Oldsmobile, which is another GM product. The engine shaking is bad motor mounts. That's what that is. There's no other reason that engine should shake other than the motor mount's going bad and it's not seating properly. To other parts of your question, I actually had to look up. I had to go look up what a gauge looks like on a 2000 through 2002 Oldsmobile Alero, and lo and behold, they don't have a fuel gauge on it. What is an oil gauge? What is an oil gauge? Well, let me go ahead and show you what an oil gauge like on your thing would look like. This is what an oil gauge looks like. It pretty much lets you see how well your oil pump is doing when you're actually putting the gas. Your oil pressure goes up when you accelerate, and it pretty much levels out around 40 pounds when it's sitting idle, or when you're basically in a cruising thing or in the drone section. The only way you can do is take his advice if it's messing up. If it's messing up, that means your oil pump is going out, and an oil pump probably runs you somewhere around. It's kind of hard to give an estimate on it because with the part included, you're probably looking around $300 to $600 to change an oil pump, and you don't even know if that's the case that you need to change the oil pump, mainly because you don't have an oil gauge on the car, so how would you know? Is it worth getting a new car after you already shelled out $2,000? Well, look at it this way: if you get a new car, you've lost that $2,000 because an '02 Alero, its book value is probably somewhere around the $1,500 mark. You've already put more money into the car than the car is actually worth. So if you wanted to replace the car, you should have done it before you put the $2,000 into it. But there is something to be said about this. It's cheaper to keep her, and that's the same thing goes along with cars as well. You know that you might look like, oh damn, another $300 or $600, and you're probably looking at another $400 or $500 on motor mounts. You got another $1,100 to put into this car to get it running back right. So keep that in mind. I mean, do you take a risk and buy another car that you don't know what's wrong with it, or do you keep this car and just fix what's wrong with it? That's really the situation you're looking into, and I kind of feel like a little bit that you wanting a new car anyway. You don't really like an Alero, and it seems like this is the car you and your mom share. And sit down and talk with her. If you would like an upgraded car, let her know that you'd like an upgraded car. Maybe you get something a little cooler or whatever, because it seems like you want to get rid of the car regardless, since you're about to get your driver's license, and you don't want to be caught in your mom's Alero, especially one that's, you know, shaking back and forth and shuddering and the drive line's all fucked up. Hopefully that answers your question, buddy. Let's go and get to another one. This one's from Robert. Hey Wings, I'm a huge fan. I'd really appreciate some advice. For a few years now, a couple of my friends have been calling me gay. For the first 2 years I thought nothing of it, but it's been another year and they won't let up. And they keep telling me that I'm a homosexual. They told me numerous times that I told them numerous times I'm not gay, and I've even showed them some pictures of my old girlfriends, but it doesn't work. What should I do to prove that I'm not gay? Well, look here, Robert. I don't really know the necessities between you and these two guys, but anybody that's willing to keep doing something that you don't like is not your friend. It's plain and simple. Would you befriend a guy that punches you in the teeth? I mean, I know name calling and punching in the teeth are two extremes, but that's essentially what they're doing. I don't like getting punched in the mouth. You don't like getting punched in the mouth. So just picture every time they called you gay when you didn't want to was a punch in the mouth. Would you still be friends with them? I mean, if they really want to be your friend, just like, look here, you guys call me gay one more time, I'm out. I'm done. Done with you both. I mean, it'll kind of test your friendship right there. I mean, my personal opinion, those guys aren't your friends. And you shouldn't have to prove anything to anybody. If somebody wants to be your friend, they're gonna be your friend for who you are, not what you are. If that makes sense. See if we can go ahead and get another question out here. Alright guys, the last set of questions I'm going to do today is a set of questions about myself from Carl. Wings, I know you're a young man, but the question is this. What is your life's main goal? Have you already achieved it? You may think it's a stupid question, however it raises ideas of the meaning of life, and I think it would make a good commentary. A video response would be great, but if you do not share my thoughts of this being a good question, just an email reply would be satisfactory. Alright, my life's main goal. To be perfectly honest, I've never had a main goal in life. I'm one of those type of people that I really hate letting people down. It hurts me to let somebody down. And I always seem like I find myself putting the brunt of everybody's problems on my back if I can do something to alleviate their problems. Well, my goal in life right now, it's 9:15 in the morning, and I pretty much was up all night. And one of the things I did up all night, I seen a video of old wrestlers, and you know, obviously they're juiced up and steroids and all this other stuff. But I noticed one trend about all those professional wrestlers that had died. They all had heart attacks. And heart attack is a real possibility with me and my weight. And I know you see, like, you know, all this tear jerking stuff I've been doing in the last, you know, couple weeks, you know, on and off again, doing the workouts. But you know, I'm not gonna say I'm steadfast with workouts at any period or point in my life. I mean, it just gets done in jolts. But losing weight would be my main goal in life right now, because at the end of it all, no matter how financially stable I am, no matter what, it comes down to this question: what does it mean to be debt free if you're dead? And that's the question I got to pretty much answer myself. Like, do I continually, you know, neglect work to do extra workouts, or do I neglect extra workouts to do extra work? And that's the happy medium that I'm pretty much going in. But my main goal in life before the weight loss thing was to not have a boss man. I mean, if you would have asked me this question 5 years ago, what would be your main goal in life? It would be just that. I do not want to answer to anybody, and that's where I'm at right now. Hopefully I can keep myself in a position like this throughout the rest of my life, and hopefully, you know, I can get my weight down, because at this point in my life, this is the hard facts. If I had to go out in the work field right now, I couldn't do it. My weight would just literally destroy me. I mean, beforehand I was a bubba. You know, I was a big guy, but I was big in shape. I mean, I could walk upstairs all night. I could, you know, work a jackhammer. I could do the whole nine. But I've spent the last 5 years sitting in front of a computer, and I'm at the biggest I've ever been. I'm probably about 430 pounds right now, and that's where I'm at right now. So, and that's a scary question. Like, what happens if, you know, everything collapsed around me? Like, what would I do? And like, obviously I have the support of my family to go with, and like, I have one of the best families out there. I mean, I've seen a lot of other people's families treat them like trash. I can't say the same for mine. My family's always had my back. But main goal in life right now is to lose weight, and side main goal is to be debt free again. Other than that, I'm perfectly happy in life. I enjoy my life immensely. I enjoy what I do for a living. I enjoy doing Fail Friday. It's something I'm glad I started doing, and hopefully there's going to be more series that I actually enjoy. Like, I'm trying to start a Sunday top 5, but I want it to be more than just gameplay commentary. I want to actually get out and do stuff. But anyway, that's Fail Friday for this week, and Like I said, if you want to be a part of Fail Friday, you have any questions, you have questions for me, it's SapphireWings30 at hotmail.com. Hashtag Fail Friday. As always, it's been your boy Wings of Redemption, and I'm Audi 5000. Peace. What's up, everybody? It's your boy Wings of Redemption, and I want to talk about something else just in the news today. For those of you who don't know who West and Zampanella, there's basically Jason West and Vince Zampanella were the head leaders of Infinity Ward. And around the time Modern Warfare 2 came out, they were fired. And they're claiming the reason they were fired was because Activision didn't want to pay them the royalties of $100 million apiece for the Modern Warfare name. Now they're suing Activision. For the rights to the Modern Warfare name. And this leads me to a couple red flags. This is all speculation and conspiracy theory at this point. So take nothing I say into heart like it's fact. But if you're interested, go ahead and stick with me. Alright. Since Activision pretty much ousted them and saved themselves $180 million, which they may or may not have to pay, it all depends on the court date, do you think that Activision is trying to run the Modern Warfare series into the ground? I mean, like, why would they be fighting for the Modern Warfare series name, since Modern Warfare 3 is pretty much the closure of the series? I wonder if that had anything to do with how the series played out, how the characters in the series kind of related. Since West and Zampanella had nothing to do with Modern Warfare 3, it was a remnants of Activision and Sledgehammer Studios. Actually, Sledgehammer pretty much did the single player of the game. I wonder if that had something to do with it. And, you know, at the same time, Activision was also breaking the loans of the contract with Infinity Ward, allowing Treyarch to basically create a game that was before the modern era, which is going to be Black Ops 2. This is what I had to call the dance of politics, because they quite possibly could be running the series into the ground. That's why they have things like lag compensation and things of that nature, because they just want to pretty much be done with Infinity Ward. I pretty much think this rings in the last Infinity Ward Call of Duty as a whole, and they'll end up having another company come in and do whatever comes after Black Ops 2. That could be a good thing, or that could be a bad thing, because, you know, I'm looking at it this way. Since Modern Warfare 3 is, by my opinion, the worst one they've ever put out. And don't get me wrong, I enjoyed Modern Warfare 2. It had its downfalls, but I kind of understand it. One Man Army noob tubes never got fixed, mainly because, you know, they were always Infinity Ward was always in court with Activision to do things. Even though I don't really give Infinity Ward street cred for being a, you know, top of the line developer, they do have cool ideas and do have somewhat fun games. But the case of Modern Warfare 3, it just isn't that. It's just lackluster, to be perfectly honest. And like they seem like they didn't care in the map design. And I heard through a grapevine, Modern Warfare 3 was actually created in 8 months of the allotted 2 years. And mainly because of that was mainly court dates and hang-ups. So what do you think? What would happen if they are trying to run the Modern Warfare series into the ground to make, even if they lose the name, it's worth nothing? Kind of like a girlfriend stealing your car and wrecking it right before you break up with her. And that's a very real possibility. Activision is somewhat known for running companies into the ground, to be perfectly honest. Look at the Guitar Hero series. Guitar Hero 3 was, you know, they pretty much started just throwing games out that had no rhyme or reason in it just because people were enjoying them, and they kind of ran it into the ground. It makes me afraid that they're doing the same thing with the Call of Duty series. Even though I enjoy yearly updates, I seriously do. They continually try to push sales records instead of having a nice plateau or they're happy with. I understand that the company wants to make money. Activision is a company that loses their ass off most of the time and relies on a couple heavy-hitting games to make up for the company's, you know, profit margin. And Call of Duty is one of those games they rely on it to always be a success and sell. But, you know, swindling people out of the money, it just isn't right. If a company owes you $100 million, they should pay you $100 million. They shouldn't promise you $100 million and go ahead and put your firing papers in before they even pay you the $10 million for your work on the game. Understandably, these are big numbers. You might think, who in the world needs $10 million? But But the fact is, how many other people out there could create a brand such as Call of Duty? It's a $1 billion brand. That's exactly what it is. And when you're talking to numbers in the billions, $100 million is 1/10 of that. So if a game makes, I don't know the sales record, but I'm pretty sure that every Call of Duty breaks the billion number. Some of them probably do it a couple times over. So if you're only getting 1/10 of the profit, that's a pretty crappy margin. Just imagine working like let's say you create, I don't know, a chair, and the chair sells for $35, and you get 1/10 of that. 1/10 of a chair is 10%. That's the equivalent of $3.50. So there's, in my opinion, they're underpaying them for what they do. But I understand they got to pay a lot of other people as well, and it's a much bigger market because they're in the millions with an M and not the dollars. I don't know. What do you guys think? If you could, please leave a rating on this video. As always, it's been your boy Wings of Redemption. Figured I'd do a little early morning video here. It's about 10 o'clock in the morning, and just wanted to show you what I do for a workout as of right now, and kind of show you the plans that I have for doing said workouts. And this fan right here is going to get in the way, but let's go and show you some light cardio. I plan on not boring you every day with the workout, that kind of stuff. I'm kind of starting out with light cardio, and I'm just going to go really quick through the exercises I'm doing in hopes to basically, my goal isn't to lose weight with the workouts. It's basically to just gain lower back strength and maybe get more energy, and taper my diet off to the point where I'm losing weight. Because when you get this big, your diet's the big thing more than the physical activity. But you want to put physical activity in there as well. But, basically, this is all Steve Sweat basically told me most of this stuff on YouTube. But I'm gonna start off with, this is my low impact. Basically, start off touching your toes, touching your knees, touching your waist, picking your arms up, coming back. Just do it faster and faster. You might say, man, this is a sorry workout, Wings, but it really works my lower back, and I find a lot of my muscles tighten up when I do this kind of stuff for my lower back. And it's really low impact, so I can actually do it for 5, 6, 10 minutes, and it won't really destroy me. Because one of the things I've been doing wrong is trying to go hard as humanly possible for as long as humanly possible, and my workout's been fizzling out to like 3 or 4 minutes. You see I'm already winded a little bit here. Another thing I've been doing is jogging in place, which basically looks like this. When I'm jogging in place, I try to breathe into my nose and out my mouth. That's what I concentrate on. Might be thinking about commentary video. Kingdom's the Kingdom's game Rhode Island's putting them in the torture rack. Tell me to get the fuck out my state. See what I do more. It used to be like, you know, just wear myself out, just nice steady pace. I can feel it in my back already, starting to tighten up. And like when my back's really hurting, say maybe, I don't know, 8 to 12 minutes of that, I do a shuffle, which is basically something like touch the ground, touch the ground, touch the ground. All these are low impact that I've learned that help me with my back, and a guy my size can easily do. Hopefully they translate to something else, but I'm trying to aim for 15-20 minutes every day of work, physical activity. And I might throw some yoga in there. So what do you guys think about my workout thing? I'm already breaking out of sweat here. So yeah, I've been doing this for about 2 days now. I'm doing, to be perfectly fair, I've been doing them in intervals. I've been doing 20 minutes a day, but I've been doing them in like 5-minute intervals, 5-6 minutes. So it seemed like a lot all at once. Hopefully next week you won't see me here winded. Check you out on Wednesday, guys. What's up, everybody? It's your boy Wings of Redemption, and we're bringing you some M16 gameplay. Man, the M16 is so much fun to use on Black Ops. It's been a while since I actually sat out and played Black Ops. I mean, really just sat down and played, you know, 5 to 6 matches on it. And I forgot how good the M16 felt on this game. It's like a breath of fresh air. You know, you ever play a game and you're like, wow, this is fucking fun. I mean, I can think of like 3 instances in my life where I just had that feeling of, this is the greatest shit ever. And one of those instances when I first found Whirlwind on Diablo 2 with the Barbarian, and we, you know, this is when the game first came out. We're slowly leveling up. I'm like, wonder what Whirlwind's like. Wonder what Whirlwind's like. And Whirlwind ended up kicking fucking ass. Another one was Fallout. When I first bought it, I had that feeling. And now I got it with the M16 on this game, because after using the M16 so much on Modern Warfare 3, you realize how much of a struggle it is. It's kind of like walking with weights. Well, no, it's not. Let me give you a better metaphor of what it's like. This is a car metaphor, but you probably won't know what it feels like. You ever been towing something with your vehicle, and it kind of bogs it down, it slows it down, it's got to keep in the higher RPM band, and then you take whatever you're towing off, and it feels like a sports car? That's what the experience of this M16 is. The Black Ops M16 is a sports car compared to the fucking loaded down fucking 1979 GMC flatbed that's known as Modern Warfare 3. I'm just going to go over some things that just make it more enjoyable. I fucking fell right here. The lack of sway is something I didn't figure would be that big of a difference, but the fact is that I don't have to constantly reset the gun. Its sway pattern is fucking great. That means I can basically shoot as much as I want. The rate of fire is higher. I don't know if you can notice, but the rate of fire on this gun is way higher. It generally does the same damage as the Black Ops, as the Modern Warfare 3 M16, but the lack of recoil and the very high rate of fire makes it a very enjoyable gun, dude. I think that recoil feature is fucking annoying in Modern Warfare 3. But not the recoil, but the sway. They overdid it like a motherfucker. Even with stability, you're swaying out the ass. And it's all good to make games hard. It is. I love a hard game. No, trust me, I had a series for a while called Real Men Play on Hard. I love a challenge in a game. That's why I play hardcore on Diablo 3. But there's a difference between a challenge and just straight up annoying. When you have guns in the game that basically can kill like a laser beam, such as the MP7, and then you put guns that should be able to kill like a laser beam, such as the M16, and you make them utter dog shit, it's annoying. That's what that is. It's not that you're taking away from the weapon. You're just making the weapon hard to use for no fucking reason. I mean, even if the M16 was a lead laser, nobody used the shit because it's a 3-round burst weapon. I mean, because it isn't a standard, you know, fucking one-shot kill. Why couldn't they just make the M16 just like this in Modern Warfare 3? They could have. Why have 2 burst weapons if you're going to make one burst weapon way better than the other? I mean, why is the sway so bad on a burst weapon? I mean, it's okay to have sway in the game. I mean, Call of Duty 4 had sway in the game. World at War had sway in the game. Only on certain weapons. Like World at War, a weapon would have sway would be like the DP-28. It would have sway, but to make up for its sway, it'd have high bullet penetration. It would have it'd have a lot of bullets in the magazine, so you could just constantly shoot like that. Whereas a weapon like the Gewehr, which had 10 rounds in the magazine, wouldn't have any sway at all, and it'd be, you know, perfectly lead laser type weapon. Oh, come on, get him, get him. Oh, this dude had to come up. Almost got him, almost a cool clip there. And like M4 had a lot of sway. M16 had no sway in Call of Duty 4. You see how I'm working? Some weapons just don't. To work properly, they need to take the sway away from them. You're like, well, Wings, you can put stability on. Stability kind of sucks ass, dude. It seriously does. It's you still got to keep resetting it, because for an M16 to be used effectively, you need to be able to put. You need to be able to shoot a pinhead. That's what you need to be able to do. You need to be the bullets to go right where you point, because the key to the M16 is accuracy and the ability to pre-fire. Pre-fire is something a lot of people forget, don't really talk about it anymore, but it's something I still do. You basically start firing before you go around a corner. You start firing before the guy sees there. And sometimes you'll see me in instances, like even in this game, you'll see me fire without the guy coming, because I expect the guy to run there, so I just fire there ahead of time, so I'm already getting shots on him. It's nothing a way to compete with latency. And, you know, with lag compensation and overdrive on Modern Warfare 3, that's even harder to pre-fire, so pre-fire is not as good as a tactic anymore. Whereas on this game, it works perfectly fine. See, I didn't even know this game had lag compensation. I know Modern Warfare 3 does, because it's fucking, you can tell it, because they kick it in overdrive. Why can't they just copy Black Ops System? Why for once can they not just copy shit? Why is Final Stand still given to the person that shoots him instead of the person that puts him in Final Stand? Who the fuck knows? It's not fun at all! If you could, please rate the video. Peace. What's up, fellas? It's your boy Wings of Redemption, and I'm going to give you a movie review. I went to see the Chernobyl Diaries just now. I just got back from it about 2 hours ago, and I was sitting there thinking about it. I was sitting there looking at it, and I was sitting there milling it over in my head, which I tend to do with a movie. I try to take a movie in, not only while I'm watching it, but after effect, and let it sit in on me. And kind of let it just simmer into me and come up with a conclusion that was there. Let me do you some research I did for this movie, and let me tell you beforehand, the only reason I've seen this movie in theaters was because they pushed Prometheus back to June 1st. Well, it was actually June 8th, I'm sorry, which is 2 weeks from now, which it was supposed to come out today. And I didn't realize that, so I'm like, well, I kind of wanted to go see a movie. Well, Chernobyl Diaries doesn't look bad. Here's the thing about Chernobyl Diaries that I want to go and get out of the way. This isn't spoilers yet. The spoiler section hasn't come yet. But it was directed by Bradley Parker, which is his first directorial debut. Bradley Parker has been a visual designer on a bunch of good movies, such as Fight Club, Triple X, Lake Placid, and other. He has a really good resume of good movies he's been on. So, alright, we'll give him a chance. But the writers of this movie... I recently did a Painkiller already where I talked about a guy named Bradley Parker. Bradley Parker was... I talked about I'm sorry, that's completely wrong. I talked about a studio called Asylum Films. Asylum creates bad rip-off movies. And you think, well, Chernobyl Diaries isn't by Asylum. It isn't. You're correct. It's not by Asylum. But here's the fucking catcher. The head writer is a guy by the name Shane Van Dyke and his wife, Carrie Van Dyke. They wrote this movie. You want me to tell you what other masterpieces these guys have wrote? Let me go ahead and list off a couple of them. The Titanic 2, Paranormal Entity, Transmorphers, Fall of Man, and the Chernobyl Diaries. He's also done Murder 101 New Age and Shark Swarm. Apparently, he has a stellar, fantastic resume of films. All these are Asylum films. That's what these are. So, even going into that, knowing that this guy wrote it, I give Asylum films a chance. This might be the best Asylum film they ever put out. Fuck no, it wasn't. Let me go and say this. I'm giving this movie 2 wings down. Do not see this movie. Matter of fact, throw the movie in the fucking garbage and set it on fire. Because this movie is horrible. And if you don't like spoilers, if you still want to see it after everything I've said, have at it. But don't come crying to me when you're $16 in the negative in your bank account and you have one bad experience. Because let me tell you something else about this movie before I get into the spoilers. If you ever seen a movie such as The Blair Witch Project or Cloverfield and you thought the shaky cam was bad, I don't think the camera ever stops shaking in this movie. I mean, give it, more and more people are going to hand cams and things like that. Even like Michael Bay's doing hand cams on like Transformers and stuff in the big blockbuster movies. This entire thing was shot with like a digital camera you could buy for like $400 in a Walmart. I guarantee it was. I mean, I've so far expected to see like the fucking VHS brick camera on one of these guys' shoulders. That's how poorly shot this movie is. It looks good. It's got a nice digital print, but the shitty ass directing and shooting comes through in a masterpiece. It hardly has anything to do with creepy factor. So let's go ahead and get on into the movie itself. This is where the spoilers kick in. If you don't want to listen to spoilers, refer to the front of this video. Alright, bullshit time. Alright, this video consists of 6 guys that basically, six guys and females that basically, they have a monologue of 30 minutes that tell you jack dick about them. The whole monologue is basically to make you feel bad for them, and you realize one of them's trying to marry another, blah 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 blah. It doesn't fucking matter, because you know what? It doesn't matter. There's a run-in scene in the movie where 3 guys like try to hassle them because they want to go up some stairs. And it's pointless. The entire movie is pointless. I reached over because I went with Zoid-based Commander, and I go, why would they show that scene? And like they show a scene where somebody drops a camera. It had no fucking point. There's no reason they would have showed somebody dropping a camera other than the fact they didn't want to cut it out. They're like, oh, well, let's just put the scene in anyway. That's exactly what they did. And it was so cliche. There's a part in the movie where they have like this mutated fish, and they poke the fish and it moves, and it's like, ding! The music just kicks on. That's the kind of scares you're going to get from this. Apart from that. And here's the big kicker of all of the kickers. This is for people that have watched the movie. Alright, they basically go there in town, and they walk around town the entire time, and eventually they come back and their truck is broke down. They have this old, Ukrainian van thingy. I don't know what it is, but it's broke down, and what had happened is somebody had come up and destroyed the spark plug wires on the truck. Let me ask this question. It was daylight when they got there. It was daylight when they went back to check the van. Who the hell destroyed the spark plug wires? Seriously. Like, who? And I mean, they even later on in the film, they have like a graveyard scene where they're looking for spark plug wires and half of them are missing. It never says these things can't come out in the daylight, but they don't come out in the daylight. And why the hell are they cannibals? I mean, I could see if they were like, what my first impression when I seen Chernobyl Diaries was these were like ghosts of people that were supposed to have left, but they didn't leave. But no, these are mental patients that escaped, and somehow they can live deep within radiation. And they never explained where they escaped from. They never explained pretty much anything. I mean, it looks like they were living underground in a bunker under reactor number 4. But the fact is, how can you live down there? Why would you live down there? And how are they escape patients? I mean, is there like a government facility down there? If so, why is all the fucking lights out? Well, let me go and clarify my thoughts here. From my understanding of the movie, there was like a secret Ukrainian lab underneath the Chernobyl reactor, and they were keeping these people that were exposed to high amounts of radiation, and they broke out and escaped. Okay, well, why are they doing it? First off, they're keeping them in padded rooms. Why are they cannibals? For the second off, and like, where did they acquire this taste for human flesh? And Chernobyl happened like, what, 25 years ago? How is there a little damn girl in there? Are these cannibalistic, radiation-filled people that has no way of semblance of wanting to eat flesh, but for some reason don't want to eat each other? They able to have a fucking kid? If they're able to fuck, they're able to talk. Well, if they're able to fuck, they're able to fucking reason. I mean, the cannibals of, like, Cannibal Ferox have more fucking... I don't know what to say about it. This movie is a pit, dude. I mean, every death scene is done off camera. Half the characters are looking like this, like, oh no, go on with that. Man, you see somebody grab him and pull him away. There's hardly any effects for the budget. You hardly ever get to see the escaped mental patients. Hell, I mean, the only cool thing in it was Yuri's death, and Yuri was the coolest character in the movie, and he dies right away. I don't know. This movie's a waste of time. If you really want to see it, bootleg this movie. Do not pay money of any sort for this movie. When I say do not pay money for this movie, do not even rent it on your Netflix account when it comes out, because part of that Netflix amount of money, at $6 or $7 you pay a month to rent multiple movies, is going to go to putting that movie on the fucking streaming section or whatever the fuck it is. Horrible, 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 horrible movie. And if the... even at the end of the movie, where the radiation was so high at the reactor number 4 that it was burning the guys' faces and stuff, how the hell did the little Russian or Ukrainian troops come up there and, basically with like respirators on and a little white suit without anything and just be good? I don't know. I mean, horrible movie. Don't see it. Don't let your friends see it. Peace. What's up, everybody? It's your boy Wings of Redemption, and I'm here macking some holes with the M16. I don't know why I wanted to say AK-47, but the whole mac's going on in full effect. I'm playing a little bit of Hazard, which is basically better known as Cliffside. All you motherfuckers know that. So let's just go and get into the gameplay here. For those of you who didn't really play Black Ops, or maybe Black Ops is just new to you and came in with the Modern Warfare 3 series, the M16 ACOG was one of my favorite setups. This is the way I mainly use the gun. And this is a setup I actually gave a tip for when the game first came out. And the reason for that is because what it did is I didn't know it at the time when I gave the tip, but it actually lowered the recoil of the rifle even more. The rifle is minuscule recoil. And for those of you that know that Black Ops has been patched, they basically unpatched all the weapons that they patched during the time when everybody was crying about the FAMAS being overpowered. Well, they unpatched the FAMAS. Don't believe me? Go try it out. But this game's a little bit different than the game I posted earlier. I posted a video earlier that said M16 is better than pussy. And it went over dramatically well. I mean, it seriously did. And I played this shit out this game the other night, and I got a lot of good gameplays. Well, good gameplays in my book. This is probably the best one of all of them. You've actually already seen part of this gameplay in a video called No Lag Compensation here. And what stood this gameplay out from the previous M16 gameplay I got on Hazard was mainly I was able to put my kill streaks together in this one, and you'll see the difference advantage in it. And this is the reason I like this game a lot better than Modern Warfare 3. Kill streaks actually fucking matter. When's the last time you actually got a chopper gunner and you mowed a motherfucking hoe down? It is great feeling, dude. It makes you feel good. I think people forget how good it feels to kill like 15 people with a chopper gunner. I think they do, because they're over here bullshitting, telling me like, I'd rather get kills with my gun. Hell the fuck no, I wouldn't. If you could let me stay in that chopper gunner all game, I'd hold you down, son. Hold you down sound. There's a little bit campy right here. Let me go and fast forward it. Look at that motherfucker. Playing an overdrive. 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 Yeah, just go ahead and get it out of the way. Basically what I did is I just sat here and it... Oh, damn. I wish I could... I need to go ahead and take that out. But just look at it. Just look at that. I was disappointed with that in game, to be perfectly honest, too. The slowdown's about to stop. Don't worry about it. I was actually disappointed in the game as well because it only got 7 kills. And then I was there thinking like, man, oh look at that bitch, oh, look at that, get on motherfucker. And I didn't pre-fire him right, but it doesn't matter. I got the Blackbird up. I know where every person on the other team's at. Feeling good, smelling good, looking good. I mean, I love this fucking game, dude. Blackbird's are fucking amazing. Dave Vonderhoff, if you out there listening to these videos, have Thunder retweet this. Look here. Bring Blackbird back. We need Blackbird in the next Call of Duty. Why do we need Blackbird in the next Call of Duty? To get rid of bitch motherfuckers. You know, no matter how many times I ran to a 10-minute Ghost TDM, I always knew if I ran into that Ghost TDM with a couple of my homeboys, Blackbirds would be abound. And the SR-71 would be doing little circles in the sky. And I could easily be able to deal with that Ghost stuff. I mean, Modern Warfare 3 seems to have made Assassin a super perk, which it isn't really that big a deal in Modern Warfare 3 for the main reason that, you know, Modern Warfare 3 is nothing but bullshit. I mean, that's the only reason Assassin isn't a big deal. Over here, here goes putting some work in with the sniper. I don't know what made me want to pick this thing up. I'm actually playing on 2 sensitivity on the Xbox here. I'm like, fuck it. Let's see how this sniping works out. I remember sniping was atrocious when the game first came out. Look at that. It feels so good to snipe on this game too compared to Modern Warfare 3. I don't know what it is. It feels like I'm actually, when you shoot this weapon, it actually feels like a kill. And have you ever noticed that all the people that claim they're really good at sniping didn't snipe in Black Ops? Well, Steve Schwint did. Big props to Steve Schwint. Been your boy Wings of Redemption. I'm out. What's up, guys? It's your boy Wings of Redemption, and I just gotta go on a little rant today about the maps set up for the Faceoff collection. All right, the maps for the Faceoff collection are horribly flawed. They are. I mean, I'd go so far and say, matter of fact, take a look at this right here. This right here is some gameplay that I've seen. That was pretty much, this is a double MOAB on a 1v1. And, to be quite honest, I forgot who actually did this, so I'm not really showing the whole clip here. But I just wanted to show you what it looks like when somebody does the double MOAB 1v1. I remember that. If I figure out who sent this in, I'll put their tag in the description below. But they sent this to me to show it off. And, yeah, basically you can pivot from those 2 points, and there's only 2 spawns in the map if you stand up there, and that's fucked up. Like, why does the game eliminate different spawn areas? Like, why can't they spawn over there on the ship or whatever? Why does it have to only be 2 spawns? Like, you notice constantly that when the guys are up there on the ship, which most people usually are, or they're in this little alcove, which I'm sitting in, which most people usually are, that they're always going to spawn either here or on the beach. And it just keeps happening that way. Why would they spawn here or on the beach? I mean, the map itself is humanly flawed. There's like 2 spots that people like to snipe in, and people love to fucking snipe. One reason people love to snipe on this map is because of fucking sniping in Modern Warfare 3 is ridiculously easy compared to using sway-tastic guns like the M16 holographic. I mean, why would I snipe when I could use a sniper rifle with quick draw and be just as effective, you know, or even more effective, because you don't have to deal with this haze of gray they put over everything. They made sniping on this game so ridiculously easy, and that's one of the reasons I'm using a ballistic vest, because I didn't want to use a sniper rifle on the ground. It just happened to be like that. I like using the M16, and let me go ahead and add for the fact that the M16 holographic is a lot better than the M16 red dot. I know the holographic zooms in a little bit more on this game, but it seems like the spread is better too. I always found that using like some sort of sight or some kind of zoom enhancement always works better on the M16 in almost every game. Even COD 4, I guess a lot of people use the red dot, but I like the ACOG in COD 4 as well. But I also like the ACOG on the M4, so I'm a little bit strange that way. I've always loved the ACOG sight. But we just happened to run into 2 really bad players here, and they couldn't handle us. I mean, pretty much we knew if we just stayed down here, they would continually spawn over there near the ship. Pretty much using impact to shoot through anything that we want to. Impact is something else I'd like to say, that if you want to do these 1v1 type games, impact is your best friend. Reason impacts your friend because look how much shit over there is to shoot through. Like right there, ballistic vest protected me from getting sniped. And now I could just sit back. If my buddy was smart, he'd be running ballistic vest too. And we could just sit there, stagger each other's ballistic vests so we never could get sniped. That's just a strategy you could hold on to its own. These guys starting to smarten up and they start going to the left instead of actually trying to outshoot us. We see right here, 5-6 bursts to actually kill somebody at long range on a long range weapon. Doesn't make no damn sense, but what the hell? Let's have a good time. But that's basically my beef with these kind of maps. I mean, like, the fact is, people either play them like bitches, sitting in a corner. And I don't consider what I'm doing sitting in the corner. Sitting in the corner is when you're just straight up hiding. Like, say you're sitting there underground somewhere laying down because you have a 3-kill lead. That's sitting in the corner. That's what I'm referring to. Or they're just I don't know. It just seems like these 1v1 situations brings the worst out of people. It seems like gaming in general brings the worst out of people. And that's why I've slowly been fading away from like this person-on-person competitive nature, because there's really, I mean, everybody tends to use the ACR Stalker and whatever it is. I mean, I'm at a loss for words. It's just like, but look at it this way. Metaphor time. Diablo 3. I play hardcore on Diablo 3. It's one thing I do. And assholes are abundant in every community, even first-person shooters, whatever. If you're playing online, you're going to play with assholes because people love to see other people, rage or whatever. And Diablo 3, what people do is they like bring monsters into town where people are sitting AFK and have them kill them because they're away from the computer in town, which should be a safe haven. And right now it's a glitch on Diablo 3. Well, it pains me to see that gamers are like that. I mean, most people strive for like closed communities to get away from little kids like that. And it's like, why don't they have kick buttons on these games? Like, seriously, like, they kind of harbor that mentality of like, and it's fucking ridiculous. What is your guys' opinion on the 1v1 maps? Do you like them? Have you stopped playing them? I mean, are you looking forward to them on the PS3? What's up, Playboys? It's your boy Wings, and I figured this late night, so I figured I'd go ahead and show you some of the progress that my Witch Doctor is currently going on. As most people know, that I lost my wizard to the enraged timer, and you see right here, I'm in a whole world of shit. See, in hardcore on Diablo 3, for those of you who don't play it, you only have one life. If you see the little red ball down there at the bottom, if that ever empties out, your character is deleted. You lose everything and all your progress. And you can't really leave the game. Like, I couldn't just like exit and leave the game right now. So I either have to fight them out or go to town. Don't let me go and fool you like I'm in a horrible, horrible situation here. There is an exit I could have took. There is a waypoint just to the left of me. But I'm like, you know what? I'm alright. Let's just keep my distance. And if the shit hits the fan real bad, I'll spirit walk out to the waypoint. Let me go and explain some of the tactics I'm using here to actually defeat this mob of monsters. Because there's actually 2 different rares here. And there's a whole bunch of trash mobs. And there's also one of those fucking mace guys, which hit like a fucking ton of bricks. What I'm doing is basically using Haunt. Since when you get with the Witch Doctor, this is Nightmare, by the way. With the Witch Doctor, once you get so far into a difficulty, your pets pretty much become worthless. And when your pets become worthless, you'll see me constantly keep throwing my giant zombie up, but he never really does nothing. So I'm using Haunt with Relentless Spirit. What that does is 300% of my weapon damage, which is about 1,600 with full Soul Harvest. So, 300% of that is, let me go ahead and give it out. Yeah, but it's about 4,800 damage I do every 2 seconds with Haunt. So what you do, that's what I'm doing, is basically running around and haunting these characters. One, because my attack is Splinters on my Poison Dart, and if I was to constantly do that, like you see me every time I catch a break after the Spirit Walk, I'll throw some Splinters out there, because that does 160% every time I cast it to whatever enemy it hits. But like I said, like there's not much room for error, because if I take too long to do it, I'm gonna get fucking swarmed and I get trapped. As you see Spirit Walk will allow me to walk through enemies. So that's what I'm doing. Basically, I'm walking through enemies, hitting Soul Harvest. One, to keep my intelligence up, to keep my damage up, and two, every time I Soul Harvest, I actually get life. And I see right there, I casted the Fetish Ambush on them, which is one of the Fetish Army things. It does 250% per fetish, which there's 5 fetishes, so it's 1,000% damage. So it's something like 12,000 damage. It's like a 12,000 damage area of effect if you use it like that. And that's the way I used it there. It just finally got off cooldown. And between the fetishes and me just baiting people with a haunt, like I'm running away and basically picking the guys up. Like I see the guys that are getting weak, I'm like, okay, boom, let's throw haunt on him, and I'm just counting 1, 2 in my head, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and now they finally thinned out a great deal, because you see right here, a lot of these guys are actually illusions, because one of the guys had the illusion thing on it. But even regardless, this is the kind of mob pack that could kill somebody that's not prepared for it. And I'm playing solo here with the Witch Doctor, mainly because once you get so far in hardcore, there's nobody that actually is there with you. Very few people are up here towards the end of Nightmare and the top of Hell. There might be 4 people there altogether. And another reason I don't feel like my damage is high enough to be playing in a party, since the monsters scale so badly. And that's the first boss right there. That was a real bad boss encounter. It was a fun one, don't get me wrong. That's the reason I play hardcore, to get that heart pounding of your heart feeling experience. Here's another one that was a little later on in the act. Yes, I beat the Siege Breaker and all that by myself. And this guy, he's faster than me, which is a pain in the ass, because every time I stop, I get hit. And these are these Gorgonors, or whatever the fuck they're called. And like you'll see, like I'm always like motherfucker. Like I was actually worried here because I didn't have an exit plan, so I had to actually switch up on haunt on the fly, because I usually don't keep haunt equipped, mainly because for some reason I keep holding on to that gargantuan, because he takes 2 hits. I mean, that's literally all he takes is 2 hits. And another thing is I don't really have a whole lot of room to run on. Remember the last video I talked about with kiting and how to kite into an area that you've already cleared? Well, I didn't really clear a whole lot of this area. So, boom, like right you see right there, just trying to pick people off with haunt. This is the best way to use haunt, by the way. It's just, when you're kiting like this, just throw it back there and let them pick them off. It's also pretty good against stationary boss targets, as adding like a 5th man. And you see right there, I kind of fucked up, but I hit him with the Fetish Ambush, which is a tactic you don't really see a whole lot of people running. Most high-level Witch Doctors run the Bears, which the Bears ain't to level 54, and I'm currently level 46. So I got another, 8 levels before I actually get the Zombie Bear, rush thingy. But right now I'm just trying to get to level 54, just slowly pounding away at it. So far I've completed almost every act in the game by myself with the Witch Doctor. And I'm feeling pretty good about it. Right here, there's another hard boss encounter. It's very easily sat down by me and my boy Cormac. If you have any questions about the Witch Doctor, if you see anywhere I can improve on, please let me know. Peace. What's up, guys? It's your boy Wings of Redemption. And I just want to go ahead and say, this has been my most successful month in over a year. And I wanted to just go ahead and make this video to thank you guys for it. This is actually a time where big views is not really, that common. I mean, obviously there are channels that do more than me, but this is a month where you're not supposed to get good views, mainly because YouTube's been purging subscribers left and right. I've lost over 10,000 subscribers within the last week because of YouTube dropping dead subscribers from your channel, which really don't mean much in the long run because they're not watching you anyway. But that with the algorithm changes and things like that, to pretty much combat, people making short review videos that get mass exposure, you really wasn't supposed to get good views, mainly because the top 5 of your most recent videos have gone away, and pretty much they've destroyed all your long tail clicks or things like that. And even then, to that point, you guys came through, and I've already hit my target goal 5 days before the month ends, and this is the first time I've ever done it in a while, and I'm like, wow. And what it did is it allowed me to spend most of the day, it's like 2:30 now, and I haven't made a video yet, well, unless you count the one I made last night. I spend most of the day with my family on Memorial Day to have a cookout. And I want to thank you guys for being there to support me as much as you have. I can tell I've already lost weight. I'm actually going to buy a scale. With all the extra money I make these next 5 days, is money I wouldn't normally have or normally get, because generally I run right at my target goal or just under it every month. So I'm gonna buy me a scale so I can actually keep track of my weight with the money I gain from the videos in the next 3 or 4 days that's left in the month of May. So like again, I want to thank you for guys for being here, watching my content and enjoying my content, and hopefully you'll enjoy it for years to come. Because I always get sentimental in videos like this. Like even now, I'm almost welling up, starting to cry. I'm a little pansy when it comes to stuff like that. I'm the kind of guy that cries at movies and stuff, and I just think it's something special that I can do this for a living. I mean, I wanted to do what I'm doing now for a living since I was in first grade. I seriously remember being in first grade, listening to the teacher and thinking, man, I'd rather be playing video games. That sounds like a bad mantra or something like that to be looking forward to, but it's like it's really has been the love of my life since I was introduced to Super Mario Brothers. And I hope to continue playing video games throughout my entire life, because it's something that's defined me as a person. They always say that every person in the world has a gift of some sort, and my gift happens to be my hands, and I'm glad I can use them as well as I can and play with you guys. Even though you might not agree with the way I play, or you might not agree with the perk setup I use, but at the end of the day, it's all in good fun, and most of the time, it's something you yourself have probably done yourself. I mean, how many times out there have you probably ran Ghost and got fed up with it? I mean, generally, I put it like this as a rule of thumb. If I'm playing by myself, I'm going to use some kind of anti-kill streak perk. But I won't use like a launcher or anything for that unless I'm in a competitive game. And the reason that is because I don't want to ruin somebody else's fun if I'm on a bad team. But then again, I don't want to get frustrated and get killed over and over again. That's why some of the games you've seen when I'm playing by myself, I'm using something like Ghost or I'm using Blind Eye. And that's the whole reason for them. So again, thank you guys, and like I can already tell I'm back on the weight loss train. Let me go and give you a couple examples of things I've done to change my diet. I've actually went out and got some bananas, apples, celery, big old jar of peanut butter, and wheat bread. I've took white bread out of my whole things because white bread turns into sugar. That's something one of my diabetic friends told me to do. And like if I do want to eat out, I try to eat out more sensibly. Like if I go to McDonald's, I'll get like a grilled chicken sandwich with no mayonnaise, and then like just have it on wheat bread. That way it's kind of bland, and I try to eat it slower. Another couple of things I've been doing is I stopped eating in front of the computer. Normally I would eat in front of the computer, watch some American Dad or something like that. I stopped doing that. I sit at a table and look at a wall, and I eat slowly. This right here kind of takes the joy of eating away, so I can't really, so like I had to concentrate on eating, concentrate on chewing the food, which makes eating a little bit less enjoyable for me. So it's something I don't want to do as often. These are just a couple things I've done recently to try to change my persona, because you know what? I don't want to be in a fucking piano casket when I fucking die. I don't want to be. I want my $70. I got a whole closet full of $70 shirts in there. I'm not trying to brag because I got $70 shirts. I got $70 shirts because I'm fat, but I can't wear any of them, and that makes me sad. It's been your boy Wings of Redemption. Thank you for your continued support. What's up, guys? It's your Wings of Redemption, and this right here game, I just bought this game today, and this thing's fucking cool, dude. Let's watch. Oh, look at this. It's like, wow. Playing this game makes me think this is what I was hoping Ghost Warrior was going to be like. And one of the things that initially made me buy it when I sit there browsing through the games was it was World War II. I'm like, World War II sniper game. That thing might be fucking fantastic. Like, look at it. Shot through the arm and hit his grenade. Get on, ho! Oh, I suck real bad at this game right now. I'm just trying to get the mechanics down on it. Oh, get owned, bitch. But it's a really fun game. I mean, to be perfectly honest, it's a third-person shooter, but it has first-person elements. And oh, shot him right through the eye. That's so cool, dude. You get giddy when you're playing it because of stuff like this, man. Ended up killing him, but I guess I just couldn't get a headshot. It's kind of like got a crestfallen ending here, but I just wanted to go ahead and show you guys this in case you never even seen this game. I mean, this game's fucking fantastic. I mean, there's some things that they could improve on, but for the most part, this is a fun experience. Get owned. Gut shot. I don't know, I just wanted to show you this clip. It was pretty fucking cool. What are you doing? Get over there. Go over there. Where you at? Oh. It makes you rage quit. What the hell is that mess? Yeah. That makes you wonder, do people actually feel like they're beasting on people when they're cheating? You know, seriously? I mean, it's almost like bragging about using God mode. That's stupid. Let's show these kids what actual beasting is. Got a nice set of puppies here. Ooh, look at that, dude. That's a nice shot. Favorite weapon on the game, the STG-44. Maybe it's because it's the only assault rifle on the game. Love some STG-44. Got a Thompson too. Feel like I'm playing Sniper Elite. German weapon and American weapon. What are we doing? Where are we at? Please come back. I need to score more kills. Oh yeah. Counter MVP. Oh, I'm out of ammo. Oh shit. Silence Thompson. Do they actually have silencers for Thompsons? I'm going for that MOAB, son. Where's that MOAB at? Minute 30 MOAB? See if we can go find some more targets to shoot here. How close did we get? Where we at? And another kill. Oh yeah. Oh, no, please. Oh. That sucks. Big game though. Dudes, what the fuck is this bullshit? My game was down all day yesterday. Well, this morning. I woke up this morning. I come back and like my barbarian's naked. I select him. Resume game.
Here is the entrance.
I mean, like, look at this bullshit. My stash is completely empty. Look at it. I have no money. I had like 500,000 gold saved up on hardcore. It is gone. None of my stuff's here. I got my mushroom. That's because they can't take that off anything else. Not only that, they killed my damn demon hunter. Look. Let's archive the hero. Let's see what she did. Let's see what she died to. All right. Slain by Ryzen. So she got killed by like a fucking zombie. And notice she's stripped clean too. They took every item I had. What kind of bullshit is that? That's messed up, dude. That means I gotta start over from scratch. Thank you, Blizzard. You're amazing. What's up, guys? Oh, man. Pull the mic away a little bit. I got a bunch of things on my mind right now. And, you know, it's late. It's like 6:14. I'm wide awake, dude. I mean, like, I took like an hour nap at like 6 o'clock. I slept from like 6 to 8. And, like, I'm fully up. Like, I'm nowhere close to being sleepy at this point. So I figured I'd just go ahead and do a video. I mean, I'm just sitting here doing different things and reading the news or whatever. And one of the things that you read on the news was there's a guy, and he gets high off this thing called bath salt. Like, you know what bath salt is? It's like this drug that almost looks like the scented salts that you get like at a Walmart. Pour them in your bath, and it kind of makes your insides burn. And I guess that makes this motherfucker crazy because he went and ate a guy's face. I mean, like, how do you eat a guy's face? Oh, you see my shirt? How do you eat a guy's face? That's a homeless guy too, dude. Homeless people don't bathe. So you're eating a guy who's like smelling of whiskey and you sit there eating his face. I'm like, you ever see a black person say white people do crazy shit? How do you eat a guy's face? I guess white people have ate faces before, but I don't know. Why would you want to do a drug that does that kind of thing to you, that makes you want to eat some face? That's fucking messed up. Another thing I've been thinking about was I don't know if you guys remember. Some of you might be too young, but some of you are in the wheelhouse. But back in the day, there used to be this whole propaganda slogan about how waterboarding is or is not torture. And I started looking into this because I was watching some MythBusters, and they did the Chinese water torture test. And the Chinese water torture test is more about being shackled than anything else. I mean, than the water actually doing anything, but it kind of messes you up mentally. Whereas we used to waterboard people, and through waterboarding them, we would get information out, and people would debate, is it or is it not torture? You had all these guys in, $300 or $400 suits sitting up there on the Fox News saying, waterboarding is not torture. Waterboarding is perfectly safe. And it's like, you full of shit, dude. I've never been waterboarded. I've never waterboarded anybody. But I can tell you one thing. I have had water go up my nose before. And that is one of the worst feelings I can recount in my life. I mean, there's like 3 or 4 other feelings that I would put right along with that I have personally experienced. I'm sure there's worse ones out there. I mean, but as me personally experiencing, and water going up my nose is one of the top 5. And people doing that and there's no relenting of stopping, I would be singing within seconds. I mean, literally, there would be seconds going along, but I'd be like, and I would just be croaked out. And people were sitting there, oh, it's not torture, just water poured on your face very gently. Water getting poured up your damn nose, dude. And the fact is, they put a wet t-shirt over your face, too. So what they do is they put a wet t-shirt over your eyes, which obviously right there, now you're secluded. That's what that basically does to you. Now you got a wet t-shirt that's going to be on your face and nose, and they're going to pour water hitting you somewhere in this area right here, and that water's going to go straight up your nose, and it's going to bank somewhere down here in your throat. And that's going to simulate drowning. That's what that does, because you're sitting at an angle kind of like this, like your head's down here. That's going to simulate drowning. And it's like, how could that be construed as torture? And then I got a YouTube idea. But no, I'm not going to do that because I'm by no means capable of doing any kind of torture to anybody. I mean, well, one thing, I'd never forgive myself if something would go wrong. Like, you could literally kill somebody waterboarding. But it's fucked up, and it's deadly as well. And, like, I'm kind of disappointed in myself because I told myself I was going to stay on a daytime schedule. I've been trying to get back on a daytime schedule for a couple reasons. One, I got shit to do. 2, it's better for my my cycle, so I can eat the required meals a day. Like, I did eat the required meals a day. Like, today I had 3 eggs with some cheese on them for breakfast. And then lunch, I think I had lunch with my mom. I ate a little 6-inch sub. That's all I had. I had water to wash that down. And then dinner I ended up eating a peanut butter and banana sandwich. And on wheat bread. And I did my basic cardio. I ended up doing 20 minutes of cardio today. And probably gonna, probably another 5 hours or so. If I'm still up, I'm probably gonna eat another egg or 2. And start it out that way. And just try to roll it down that way, and maybe get up, eat some apples or whatever, because I don't know if I'm gonna. Sorry about it. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to move my buddy today because we have that tropical storm coming in. We're supposed to be catching some flack off that, and it's not like it's gonna be horrible bad, but it's gonna be to the point where Nobody wants to move shit in the rain, especially furniture. Been kind of at a loss lately for video ideas for like first-person shooter games. I've been kind of just relaxing and rolling on, doing what I want to do, and as it feels natural. And that's why I've been doing update videos and so forth. Like it's not like I haven't been playing. It's not like I haven't been getting gameplay, but it's just like I've done this so many times. It's like there's nothing new to talk about. There's no new. I mean, I guess there's new maps and stuff right here, but I just don't enjoy the new maps. I mean, to be perfectly honest, there's maps I haven't even played yet, like Foundry is one of them. I haven't played Foundry at all, or Sanctuary. That's another map I've yet to play at all. And like beforehand, when a game would be released, I would look at the map, I would go through it, I'd find all the head glitches, I'd look at all the lines of sight, it'd be like, well, this is a strong point, where's the strong point counter? But, Modern Warfare 3 kind of throws that all out the window because their maps are asinine. They don't have PowerPoints, they don't have lines of sight. When they do have them, they're either ridiculously overpowered, like the head glitch on Mission, or they're obviously flawed, like the spawn trap on Interchange, or they're just, open maps like Overwatch, which pretty much has no rhyme or reason to it. It's just random people spawning in a clock face dial formation, which is going to get you shot in the back eventually. I mean, doing good on a map like Overwatch is 100% luck. I'm gonna go ahead and say it. I mean, especially in a game where there's two bullet kills and stuff like that. And I've been watching 8 Thoughts, and he's been playing a lot of Battlefield, and I'm like, man, I want to play Battlefield again. But the only problem with Battlefield is so hard to get people that play Battlefield. That's the big challenge with Battlefield. I mean, getting people that play the game is the hardest part about it. I mean, some of the funnest times I've had this year was playing Battlefield with Chinese Teabag, which he's disappeared off the face of the earth. I guess he's doing what he's got to do with life. But he kind of disappeared off the face of the earth after the new NHL game came out. Him and his Canadian self, they just go off and I don't know what Canadians do with hockey. So I guess it's like the British guys in FIFA. But yeah, that's that. I mean, I've been kind of looking forward to a Skyrim, expansion pack, because Skyrim was a game I really had fun with last year. And I'm kind of looking for another Fallout game because, Fallout New Vegas was, I mean, taking it back to the last game I really, really enjoyed. I guess you could say Diablo 3, but Diablo 3 is kind of tainted right now at this moment for me. Mainly because, one, the itemization kind of blows on the game, and two, it's really hard in the upper difficulties. I mean, like, it's so hard that they pretty much didn't plan for people to go through it without dying. And now I'm in a situation where I only play characters that don't die, and now I got to figure out how to not die. I'll go through it, and then on top of that, my account gets hacked, and I put a ticket in, but at this standpoint, I don't know if they're going to roll me back, how far they're going to roll me back, so I can't play the game until they decide if they're going to roll me back or not, or whatever they're going to do with the ticket. So that's in limbo right there. So I started playing D2 again as well. I played a little Amazon for a while, but D2's only fun if you got somebody else to play with. I mean, that's the thing about it. I've always played in 2-player on D2. But Fallout New Vegas was, well, I like New Vegas better than I like Skyrim, to be perfectly honest. And I don't know what it is about it. I just love the Fallout atmosphere better than the Skyrim atmosphere. I mean, like, the dragons were really a big joke unless you played on the higher difficulties, and I mean, the storyline campaign kind of sucked, and like the Daedra quests sucked bad. I mean, I did them because I wanted to platinum it, and like I never really got around to platinuming Fallout New Vegas, but like a lot of the stuff I missed out on the platinums is just stuff I don't want to go back and do again. Like, I don't really want to go back and like. Well, there's one achievement I've been trying for a while. Every time I get on the character I'm trying to do that's the desert survivalist one, where you have to heal yourself with 10,000 points using food or plant meats and stuff like that. I've been trying to get that one for a while. Other than that, they're like alternate endings to like a thing like Old World Blues. It was a a neat expansion set, but it's something I never want to play again. Same thing with Dead Money. Dead Money, neat, don't want to play it again. I mean, I probably never will play it again because it just wasn't fun. That's exactly what it was. It was not fun. I mean, the outside poison area really destroyed that expansion set. I mean, the only expansion set I'd probably do again is Lonesome Road and Honest Hearts. And like, if you're going to spend money on it at this point, those are the two you want to buy. And I kind of really didn't get the sensation of items like I did in Fallout 3. In Fallout 3, I look forward to having different items on the expansion set, like the Chinese stealth suit. That was a cool item to have. And, you know, even though I didn't really like that expansion pack, after playing through it every time to get that Chinese stealth suit or the winterized power armor, because they're items that you actually want, that you'd actually push yourself through to get, they, you know, I started to enjoy it. I mean, maybe if I did the same thing with, like, you know, Dead Money or something else, it'd probably make sense in the long run, but it is what it is. Other than that, I had Dragon's Dogma in my hand the other day. For some reason, I couldn't pull the trigger on it. I don't know what it is. It's like, I'm sort of thinking, like, man, I got Diablo 3. I have other things to think. And the thing with games like Dragon's Dogma is I know I like those games a lot. And when I like those games a lot, they take up a lot of time. And they get me off track of other things I need to do in life. So that's one thing I haven't played Dragon's Dogma for that primary reason. But it's just an update. What are you guys doing? What are you up to? What kind of videos would you like to see? It's with your boy Wings of Redemption. Peace. I'm out. The hell? Where's that damn mail at?
Right there's your mail.
You see this shit right here, Brooke?
Mm-hmm.
Look at this. She's packing a fucking pistol sitting on the porch. How'd you break your arm?
I was fighting, son.
What the hell are you fighting?
I was fighting another girl. She wanted money off me, and I says, hey, I ain't giving you any damn money. I'll shoot your damn head off.
Over here shooting damn heads off.
Yeah. We'll have to shoot her ass. Oh.
I actually got my first fan mail today.
Where's it from, Jordy?
I don't know. Let's go ahead and read a little bit of it. I was so excited about this. I got this fan mail in. I don't think I can show most of the stuff here, but see, it is a letter. Let's go read it. It goes, Dear Jordy, hey man, I hope you're doing well. The other week I was listening to the old episode of PK and you said you don't get fan mail. I couldn't believe this. I thought to myself, why not send you some? I hope you aren't offended by this and I find it creepy. My name is blah 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 and I'm from Glasgow, Scotland in the United Kingdom. I must admit I always haven't been the biggest fan of yours. About 3 years ago I really got into the whole YouTube thing and I was always watching videos trying to improve my COD game. I liked a few YouTubers at the time, including you and Hutch and Woody's Gamertag, but came later. I do remember the first dual com you had 2 years ago. I was on Modern Warfare 2 if I remember correctly, so it's been about for a longish time, and this time I did hate on you. And I was a bit younger and a bit naive. Writing this now, I'm about to turn 19. I was 16 or 17 at the time, and I seen you as someone who didn't deserve to be in the place you were in at YouTube, and I was jealous. After I stopped watching YouTube videos and playing COD for about a year, I recently got back into the scene around a month ago. And this time I had rediscovered your videos, and this opened my eyes. Before I seen you as a person that was filled with hate, and this person I really didn't understand, and that was the reason I was hating on you. I am truly sorry for this, and I've been maturing and growing up. I feel like I've matured and grown up. And now I see you as a person as an interesting individual, and looking forward to your future, and starting to understand what can be seen as an adult and things I can relate to. I see what it is to be the best you can be, as Woody would say, the best you. Wings, you are the best you, and I strive to be half the man you are. You personally help me and anybody approach life in a commendable way. You're really an extraordinary person. Over the past month, I've watched most of your videos from where I left off a year ago, and I feel ignorant how I used to treat you. Because I didn't understand was my fault, not yours. I now love your videos, and you've brought me to tears and laughing and gave me a lot to think about. I love the fact that you started doing more vloggy type videos, and I feel I know you more as a friend. And it gets into some other personal stuff there, but like, Yeah, this is amazing, dude. Big ups, dude. I'm gonna get this framed right here because it's by no means a big deal. But it's a big deal to me. I mean, because even like, you know, after, you know, video games on YouTube fade out, or if they fade out or whatever, I'm gonna have this to show to people. Be it I'm working at some shitty McDonald's job or some shitty AutoZone place, I'll be like, look here, I touched the sky at one point. I just figured I wanted to share that with you guys. What's up, guys? It's your boy Wings of Redemption, and I'm back and I'm bringing you another commentary. Oh man, this one's a little late in its creation, because I had planned to do another video yesterday after the fan mail video, but what ended up happening is my buddy called and he goes, "Hey, I need to borrow your trailer." I'm like, okay, and so I basically went and took my trailer to him. When I'm saying trailer, I mean like you know, like a trailer you put stuff on and drag behind the vehicle. And I ended up helping him move some. And this was the first major move that I've done in a while. I mean, back in the day, that's what I used to do for money when I was just coming out of high school and whatnot. But you know, flash forward 130 pounds later, 5 years of sitting on your ass, reality hits in rather quick. And like, my back was killing me. It was killing me to the point where it was like, you know, you got to sit down or I'm about to put you down. That's the way the back was feeling. So I had to sit down 2 or 3 times in a 2-hour period. But the fact is, I just kept getting back up and doing it again as soon as my back eased off. And I don't know how well that works for your back. So I expected my back this morning, because I was giving out, because I've only slept like 4 hours in the last 2 days prior to last night. Mainly trying to get my sleep schedule back on pattern. So I figured my knees gonna be knocking like a brand new baby deer when I got up this morning. Well, that wasn't the case at all. My back actually was feeling very vibrant and very good, and it actually surprised me how good I felt in the morning. I expected to be sore beyond sore, and I don't know why I'm not sore. And that's the question I have for you. Why would I not be sore? I mean, there's some soreness in me, like my calves are sore, my forearms and, you know, biceps are sore. You know, my whole arms, they're not sore like I couldn't do it again, but I expected my back to be so sore I couldn't walk, and it didn't happen. Yeah. So other things. Yesterday I took in, let's see, about 1,500 calories and 120 carbs. I consider that a success day. I haven't ate anything yet. It's currently 6:53 in the a.m. But I am feeling the hungers, so I'm probably going to end up eating something here soon. But I did eat that peanut butter banana sandwich right as I was going to bed. And I didn't plan on doing it as I go to bed. It just happened that way. Because as soon as I finished eating it, I'm like, fuck this. I'm going to bed. So who knows what's going to go in that? Who knows what that did to me, you know, metabolism wise. But the fact is, I feel the last 3 days of my life has been a success on the home front of losing weight, and hopefully it continues this way. I feel like I'm over that hump. You know, people always say there's a hump when you do things, and I even say in weight loss there's a hump. There's like a 3 to 5 day hump where you crave stuff that you normally didn't have. And like, for example, when I was working yesterday, all I wanted was water. I didn't want soda. I didn't want anything with sugar in it. I just wanted water. That's what my body was craving. It's like, water, please give me water. And it was it's like, man, maybe this is the reason why I drink all that sugary shit. Or I crave that sugary shit, because I never actually get out here and, put some sweat in. And it's just I feel like I've gotten over that hump. I feel like I can pretty much, my body's not constantly craving junk. And Like when I woke up this morning, the first thing I woke up this morning, all I wanted was water. Like I'm feeling hungry right now, but I'm not feeling so hungry like I gotta go fucking eat like 1,000 calories. Like I just don't feel the craving like I want to eat this, and this, and I need this, and I need to wash it down with chocolate milk. You know, I've had those kind of feelings before, and like, you know, I remember last time this about a little earlier than this. I was kind of getting off my diet again this time last year, but last year at this time I was about 365, 66 pounds, down for 425, which, you know, I was getting back up to, if I wasn't 430, I was getting close to 430 again, mainly because all my clothes had stopped fitting. So I might even got heavier. Who knows? I don't know how much I weigh at this point. I don't really care how much I weigh because the number itself is not what is important to me. The actual inches on my waistline, and maybe going down in size left or right, that's what is important to me. I mean, I just want to lose inches, and I just want to lose the fat. I don't care how much I weigh at the end of the day. I just want to find that happy medium where, you know, this is me. My fat no longer controls my life. Woody actually gave me some good advice, kind of accidentally. I don't think he meant to do it, but you know, when I was stressed out over stuff about a year ago, well, 6 months, 7 months ago, he goes, you know, own your stuff, don't let your stuff own you. And, you know, that right there can be translated right back over to weight loss. I need to own my body and not let my body own me. I mean, basically, I don't need to let my life go into autopilot, and, you know, you're chipping away at a mountain of debt, or in this case, a mountain of calories, and take over in your life. I mean, nobody's gonna hand you anything. That's just my. What's up, guys? It's your boy Wings of Redemption, and I was reading the comments touching my video earlier today, which was basically called, you know, the 3-day hump. It was a pistol MOAB by Todd, and it got me thinking about another subject I wanted to talk about, which I really hadn't even thought about lately, and that is what that basically is how I got fat. I've never really told the story. Believe it or not, I was not always a big guy. Nobody in my family is big but me. It's not something that was passed down hereditary. It's something that was gotten through thyroid problems. It was nothing of that sort. There was no medical malfunction to why I gotten fat. And the only person really to blame was myself. But I can tell you the reasoning that in my brain I used to conclude why I've gotten fat. And this video might be construed as, you know, having excuses and things like that. But, I mean, there might be some, but just go ahead and take it all and take it in as a lump sum as a whole. I actually started getting big around the age of 6 or 7, and the reason was because of this. I had just started kindergarten in first grade. Actually, I was in third grade. Third grade is when I started getting fat. So I was around 7 or 8, and the reason that is because I was a really small kid. I don't have any pictures of I have a picture of myself, but I was really skinny. I was a little blonde-haired kid. I mean, some time a little later that my hair actually changed to brown. But I was a really skinny kid, and I was really good at sports. I was on the honor roll and things like that. And when you're on the honor roll, you get considered to be a geek. And I wasn't as strong as some of the other kids. I was fast. I could do cartwheels and things like that. And something in my mind, mainly because of bad parenting and stuff like that, I thought, well, if I start eating, I'll get bigger. And that was the goal, to eat and get bigger. And, you know, I was 8 at the time. I really didn't have the reasoning behind stuff, so I'd start eating. And I ate a lot. I didn't know what to eat. I just ate whatever I could get my hands on. And most of the time, whatever I could get my hands on around the house was either junk food, be it cereal, be it Little Debbie cakes, stuff like that. And I kind of got addicted to it fast. I started, you know, my body, I'd do it a little bit here, a little bit there, a little bit here, a little bit there, and I noticed there was nothing happening. I wasn't, basically gaining any weight, and I wasn't getting any bigger. So I kicked it up a notch even more, to the point where I got a very large calorie deficit. My body started craving more calories than I needed. And to this day, you still have that kind of calorie deficit where you start to crave more than you actually need. And it's something that a couple times in my life I've actually broke, but it's only good if you break it, if you continue up. So being bullied is the reason that I'm kind of fat. I mean, because I don't have the body or the makeup of being a fat guy. I'm actually a very hyper person when I'm not fat. I mean, like, I'm the kind of guy that would, kind of just like have his legs shake and stuff like that. And like people even said, when I'm doing workout videos, I'm very agile for my size, because even up through, it wasn't until high school that I got so fat. Well, even in high school, I wasn't really that. I was fat in high school, but I wasn't like so fat that it's like, by my standards now. In high school, I was around 240 to 250 pounds. And I felt like I was huge, like ballooned up. And now I'm thinking like 250 pounds. I'd love to be 250 pounds now. And I look back at pictures of myself in high school. I sit there and think, man, why was I so depressed? And a lot of that comes from just not having experiences, not having people sit there to tell me that there's nothing wrong with me. And the only kind of feedback I ever got was from the kids at school. Even in high school, it got to the point where, I didn't want to go to school because people would sit there and pick on me. That's why movies like Bully and things like that, I have this huge stance on, because bullying is fucking wrong. Bullying changes lives. When you're a bully, you're influencing kids that are in the prime of their lives, that are most impressionable, and you can cause serious side effects of them. And like, by no means I blame the bullies 100% for my weight. I mean, because it was my decision to eat, and it's been my decision ever since, and it's my lack of willpower that kept me fat. But people ask me, like, how the hell did you get 400 pounds? Well, you don't ever plan to be 400 pounds. But what happens is your emotions, they take hold of you. Every time you go, well, okay, I'm going to lose weight, I'm going to stop doing this, your body starts to get hungry, and you're like, okay, I'm going to fight through this. And then you just give up, and then you binge eat for like a month and a half. You put on 20 pounds, and then you pretty much go back to the same routine. Like, damn, I gained another 20 pounds. My shirts don't fit no more. Then you buy new clothes. Once new clothes are a little loose on you, you feel a little bit better. You don't feel as big. And then you eat a little bit more. Then you try to lose the weight. And then after you fail losing weight, you feel sorry about yourself. And you feel, it's like, fuck it, I'm going to eat myself to death. And all of a sudden, for 10 years goes down the road, you've ballooned up to 400 pounds. And that's exactly how it happens. But hopefully you enjoyed this story. It's been your boy, Wings of Redemption.